Good day, class. The topic that we will be discussing today is all about percentile rank. So, as a future educator, it's crucial for us to know what is percentile rank. And for now, let's explore the definition of percentile. A percentile rank gives the percent of scores that are or at below the raw standard score. It is used to rank students in a reference sample. Note that this should not be confused with a percentage of correct answers. So, are we clear? Percentile rank is a common metric statisticians use to calculate when scoring standardized tests and examinations. This measurement shows the percentage of scores within a norm group that is lower than the score that you're measuring. For instance, if you take a standardized test and your score is greater than or equal to 90% of all other scores, then your percentile rank is in the 90th percentile. It is also important to note that the percentile rank may not denote an actual test score or other assessment score. It only represents an item's rank against a larger group places between 0 and 100. In getting the percentile rank, there's a formula. So you can calculate the percentile rank using this formula. Percentile rank equals P over 100 times N plus 1. So in that equation, P represents the percentile. N represents the total number of items in the data set. So before ka makakuha sa percentile rank, you need to calculate the percentile first. So now po tayo formula nga gamiton on how to calculate percentile. So you can find the percentile of a specific score using this formula. So percentile equals number of values below score divided by the total number of scores times 100. So class, there are also steps on how to calculate percentile based on the formula. So the first step is you need to put your data in ascending order. So when calculating the percentile of a set of data, such as test scores, arrange the values in ascending order. So what do you mean by ascending order? So it starts with the lowest number or the lowest value and ending with the highest. So sugod sa gitang kamiyan, then magkadako ang value. So for example, use the dataset of standardized test scores for a student who wants to find their percentile with a score of 88. So, assuming that atuan ang na-arrange ang data into ascending order, so the value in the dataset in ascending order are 63, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 80, 83, 85, 87, 88, 89, 90, 93, and 95. So here's the second step on how to get the percentile. So you need to divide the number of values below the score by the total number of values. So once you are done or once you are kanang arranged na nimo ang data into ascending order, you need to count the number of values that are below the score you're measuring percentile for. So using the example, di ba ang score nga ato pangitag percentile is ang 88. So the number of values that are below 88. For now, we need to go back from the first slide for us to be able to count the numbers that are below 88. So the number that are below 88 are 63, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 80, 83, 85, 87. So there are 10 number of values that appear below the score that we're trying to look for percentile. And let's count for the total data in the set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So the total number of values in the dataset are 15. So ang number nga below 88 is 10, whereas ang total number is 15. The third step you need to do is to multiply the result. Using the formula, calculate the quotient between the number of values below your score and the number of the values in your dataset. So multiply the result by 100 to get a percentage. With the previous test score example, calculate percentile. So percentile equals number of values below score divided by the total number of score, which is 50. Multiply by 100 to get the percentage. So percentile equals 10 divided by 15 times 100 equals the percentage. So 10 divided by 15 equals 0.66, and we need to multiply it by 100, which is 66%. So this result shows that the student who scored 88 is in the 66th percentile. So when you already know the percentile of a specific value, you can easily calculate the percentile rank using the rank formula. So we mentioned it earlier. Percentile rank equals P over 100 times n plus 1. Here's a step on how to calculate percentile rank. So first, find the percentile of your data set. Calculate the percentile of the data set you're trying to or you're measuring so that you can calculate the percentile rank. So as an example ganiha, atong pangita ang percentile which is 66 nga pwede na itong magamit sa formula to find the percentile rank. We just need to substitute 66 for the p-value in the formula. So percentile rank equals 66 over 100 times n plus 1. So the second thing you need to do is find the number of items in the data set. So to find the n variable or the total number of values in your data set, simply count up the number of items you're working with. So the number of items that we are trying to work with is 15. The value 15 represents the n variable in the formula. So ang formula is percentile rank equals 66 over 100 times 15 plus 1. Add 1 to the total number of values in the dataset to get this. So kung ato na siyang add ng 1, mahimo na siya. Percentile rank equals 80 over 100 times 16. The third step is multiply the sum of the number by 100. So once you add 1 to your n value, multiply the sum by 100 using the previous example, find this value in this formula. So percentile rank equals 66 over 100 times 16. So equals 66 over 1,600. The sum of the value of all the items in the dataset and 1 gives a result of 1,600. The last step is you need to divide the percentile by the product of 100 and n plus 1. Divide the resulting product of 100 and n plus 1 by the percentile value you found in the first step. Using the example percentile of 66, this calculate as percentile rank equals 66 over 1,600 equals to 0.04. Therefore, the student who got 88 in the test is in the third percentile rank.
Interpreting percentile rank score involves understanding an individual position relative to other in dataset. Here's are some guide. Number 1. Percentile rank definition. A percentile rank of 70% means the individual scores higher than 70% of the group. Number 2. Above average versus below average. A higher percentile rank indicates above average performance, while a lower percentile suggests below average performance. Benchmarking. A common benchmarking 25th, 50th, 75th percentile. Being above the 75th percentile implies strong performance. Context matters. Consider the specific domain when interpreting percentile. A higher rank might be more critical in certain contexts. Number 5. Comparison to norms. Compare scores to establish norms or standards for a more contextual interpretation. Number 6. Identifying outliers. Extremely high or low percentile rank may indicate outliers worth investigating. Number 7. Use percentile ranges. Percentiles can be grouped, for example, top 10% for finer distractions. Remember, interpreting percentiles rank is about understanding where an individual falls in the distribution, providing valuable context for decision making for further assessment. Significance of percentile rank. Individual assessment. Percentile ranks allow educators to assess individual students' performance in relation to their peers, enable tailored support and interventions. Number 2. Data-driven decision-making. Understanding percentile rank equips educators to make data-driven decisions about instructional strategies and curriculum adjustment based on the performance distribution of their students. Number 3. Identification of learning needs. Helps identify their student who may need additional assistance or enrichment by pinpointing their relative standing to their class and large population. Standardized testing interpretation. Many standardized tests report scores in percentile ranks. Education students need to interpret these scores to communicate effectively with students, parents, and other stakeholders. Number 5. Program evaluation. Educators can use percentile ranks to evaluate the effectiveness of educational program and intervention by comparing student performance over time. Number 6. Communication with stakeholders enables educators to communicate students' performance in standardized and easily understandable manner to parents, administration, and policymakers. Number 7. Informed decision making. Understanding percentile rank helps educators make informed decisions about grouping students, addressing learning gaps, and adapting teaching methods. Preparation for educational leadership. Education students who may move into leadership roles need to understand how to interpret and use percentile rank data for school-wide assessment and improvement. In essence, learning about percentile rank equips education students with variable tools for assisting